Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level lesson. Today we're going to be talking about how to politely disagree or show displeasure, show that you're not happy about something. So during the day, how often does this happen to you? We have all these people asking him to help with something and he's saying, "Why me?" And do these sound familiar to you? When you're working or studying, who asks you for something? Work colleagues, friends, or family members? Do they call you, send emails, or send text messages? And do you ever hear anybody say any of these statements? I don't understand this. Can you explain it to me? I need to speak with Alan. Have you seen him today? I have to finish this report. Can you help me with it? I don't remember what I have to do. Can you remind me? And what is the best thing to do? I'm not sure. So you can't always help someone. So now read these statements and see if you believe the same way as any of these people do. So the first person says, "I'm always available to help people. I often need help from my friends, so I try to be available for them too. And it depends. I don't like to be interrupted at work. If someone calls me or sends a text message, I might help them. Sometimes I will wait until later to send an answer." And the third person, "My colleagues often contact me while I'm working, but I usually don't respond. Most people can figure out what to do by themselves." Alright, so Mark calls John for assistance, so we're going to listen and then complete the sentences.
Good afternoon, John Wilkins speaking.
Hello, John. This is Mark Jones.
Oh, hello, Mark. I wasn't expecting to hear from you. How can I help?
Well, I was wondering if I could talk to you about the presentation tomorrow.
Well, I have a meeting in about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Was there something in particular that you wanted to discuss?
Well, to be honest, I'm feeling a bit nervous about the whole thing.
Well, I think that's understandable. After all, this is the first time you will give a presentation on your own in front of the whole team.
Yes. Could I just clarify a couple of things with you briefly?
Sure, go ahead.
Alright, now we're going to listen to the rest of the conversation and you'll answer these questions. What does Mark ask John about? Why can't John continue the conversation now? And what does John suggest?
Do you think I should make a copy of the presentation for everyone? Or do you think an electronic copy is enough?
I think an electronic copy is fine. We're supposed to be saving the environment, after all.
Okay, great. Now I just have one more question.
Listen, Mark, I'm afraid I'm running out of time. How about we meet tomorrow morning at 9? Then we'll have an hour to run through everything before you start.
Thank you. I would really appreciate that.
No problem. I'm confident that you have it all under control, but it never hurts to have a dry run beforehand. You'll find it gets much easier with a bit of practice.
Great. Thanks again, John. I really appreciate your support.
You're welcome. See you at 9 a.m. sharp.
Alright, so what does Mark ask John about? He asks him about whether he should provide a copy of the presentation to everyone attending or whether an electronic copy is enough. John says that he can't continue the conversation now because he's out of time, but he suggests that they meet tomorrow at 9 a.m. Alright, so there are some mistakes in this text, so we'll listen and correct them as we go along.
Do you think I should make a copy of the presentation for everyone? Or do you think an electronic copy is enough?
I think an electronic copy is fine. We're supposed to be saving the environment, after all.
Okay, great. Now I just have one more question.
Listen, Mark, I'm afraid I'm running out of time. How about we meet tomorrow morning at 9? Then we'll have an hour to run through everything before you start.
Thank you. I would really appreciate that.
No problem. I'm confident that you have it all under control, but it never hurts to have a dry run beforehand. You'll find it gets much easier with a bit of practice.
Great. Thanks again, John. I really appreciate your support.
You're welcome. See you at 9 a.m. sharp.
Okay, so here are the things that were different in the text from what was said in the recording. So we can't always be available to help, and here's some helpful language to use when you can't offer assistance. So I'm afraid that I have a lot of work to do now. Let's look at this another time. This isn't a convenient time to discuss this. Can we talk about it later? I don't want to be rude, but you really need to do this work yourself. Actually, it would be better to talk about this tomorrow morning, and I'm sorry, but I can't help you with that. So now you can make a conversation between these two people. And here they give you some helps. These two individuals work together, and he's going to ask her for help. She's going to offer assistance hesitantly. He'll need to explain the problem, and then she'll give a reason not to help right now and make a suggestion, and then he will accept the suggestion and show his appreciation. So go ahead, pause the video, write your own dialogue for this set of circumstances, and then restart the video when you're ready to continue. And sometimes we have to assist immediately. So people who work in the customer service industry or who work at reception in an office usually have to assist customers immediately. And do you think it's difficult to work with customers? All right, so now we're going to listen to a conversation between Mike and Sarah, and they ask, is there a problem? What do you think Mike is going to mention next? And then there'll be these 3 questions that you'll also need to answer. So let's go ahead and listen.
Good morning, Computer Solutions. This is Sarah.
Oh, hello, Sarah. This is Mike Jeffrey. Could I speak to Richard, please?
Oh, hi, Mike. I'm afraid Richard is not in the office at the moment.
Oh, really? I need to speak to him quite urgently about the training course next month. Do you know what time he'll be back?
Not until late this afternoon, I'm afraid. Can I take a message?
To be honest, I'm not sure if that will help.
Okay, so what company does Sarah work for? She said Computer Solutions. And who does Mike want to speak with? He wants to talk with Richard. And what does Mike want to talk about? He wants to discuss a training course. Okay, so we're going to listen to the rest of the conversation and answer the questions.
I've already spoken to Richard a couple of times about this, and I'm still waiting for him to sort it out.
Well, perhaps I can help. What exactly is the problem?
Well, Richard said that he would send over the details of the training course last week, but they still haven't arrived.
That's not like Richard. He's usually very organized.
Yeah, he is.
But it has been really busy here lately. That's no excuse, but I'd like to apologize for the delay.
Okay, it's not a big deal.
I'm not sure why you haven't received the details yet, but I'll leave Richard a message.
Okay. Thanks, Sarah.
I'll make sure he calls you when he gets back to the office this afternoon. Will that be okay? Just be aware that it'll probably be at around 5 p.m.
Okay, that would be great. Thanks very much for your help, Sarah. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Mike.
All right, so Mike says that he has already spoken to Richard a couple of times. Sarah says that Richard is usually very organized. And Sarah isn't sure why Mike hasn't received the details of the training. All right, we sometimes need to make our true feelings known, and so we're going to match these um, expressions with their meanings. These are ways to express displeasure. So go ahead and try that on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check the answers. So I still haven't received an email with the details. So that would go with you are waiting for some information. He said that he was going to return my call by this morning. You expected to receive a phone call. Jared told me yesterday that it would be completed, but it isn't. Someone promised to do something but didn't do it. I'm not satisfied with the work. I'm not satisfied with the work the report received. You are unhappy with what someone did, and I hope that this issue can be solved right away. You want someone to fix the problem now. All right, this is a conversation between Elif and Barak. Barak is designing an office building for Elif. Elif needs to deliver the building plans next week to the local council. She has called Barak every day this week, but he hasn't returned her calls. Barak is a busy architect, however, he is feeling stressed. He promised to deliver the building plans to Elif in two weeks ago, but he's failed to do so. So, how do you feel? Why do you feel this way? What do you need to do? What suggestions can you make, and what would be the best way to resolve this problem? So think about how a conversation between these two people might go, and make sure that it includes the answers to these questions. All right, and so here's just an outline that would help you make that conversation. Start with the phone call where he greets Elif. She asks for the building plans in a polite way. He apologizes and gives an explanation. She expresses displeasure and explains how she feels. He suggests a solution to the problem. She explains how she feels about his idea, and then the two of them should come to an agreement. So go ahead and practice by writing out that dialogue. And here's another one that you can do for additional practice. Gianluca ordered and paid for a computer a month ago. Walid promised delivery within a week. He has sent 3 emails to Walid. Walid has been sick for 2 weeks. He received and read Gianluca's emails, but he didn't feel like sending a message. The computer is sitting in his office downtown. So again, you can practice by designing or writing a dialogue between these two individuals to kind of figure out a way to solve this problem. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.